General habits questions. Usual sort of deal. So... yeah. Need to wake up a little bit. I hope y'all can't hear my chair squeaking. It's really annoying that it started doing that. Okay, sorry, I'm just making sure I remember the controls for this. A forward boy. A little bit panicky once we drop. Pressing buttons immediately. Do we tech out of the corner? No. Blocks, no push blocks. Okay. So I'm gonna kind of just keep watching this first game. I'm pretty sure I've already noticed a lot of the main things I want to be talking about, but I will wait until we're looking at the next games to kind of pause in the situations where they're relevant. Unfortunate drop. And we just spend a meter every time we drop, which is not the greatest thing. Good block. And so there we could have thrown out a projectile that chipped rather than force an approach. Because we kind of just got bonked. Okay. Being a little bit patient, or not gets hit. Again, get hit high. Burst them away. It's a good hit for him. Spending needle and yeah. Up forward. Template punch. Reset. Don't BFF. So, just in case you aren't aware, off of your normal throw as well as your non-armored command throw, you can get a mid-screen conversion by canceling immediately into the BFF super, so quarter circle backward, 2 kicks. And that puts them in a crumple state, puts you right next to them, allows you to pick up with M Shadow or just a button that hits low enough. Do not use crouching medium kick though, because it will... It does weird things. So there you could be BFF'd. Relatively safe block string. Ending on a medium is a really good habit to be saying already. Okay, so here is one of the major things I noticed, is we just don't push block. So this is a really important habit to get into, which is push blocking people off you, especially if they're going like 3 or 4 hits into a block string. Defense is so much harder if you let the opponent stick on you. So push block, which if you don't remember is pressing any two punch buttons at the same time while you're in block stun. it will push block. It'll put you in a lockout state where you can't act either axis, though you're still blocking, but it will shove the opponent away from you. And the further away they are, the less attacks they have that can reach you, and the less things you have to worry about dealing with. Which is why push blocking is an incredibly important, because we're just holding all of this, and we don't need to. Parasol especially really struggles to deal with a character just launching her away. And so it's really unfortunate in Parasol's circumstance, or in dealing with Parasol, because the special that she just used, L-Shot, is plus on block, so you cannot press anything afterwards. There are other things you can do, but I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole because you're still just working on a lot of beginner fundamentals. But first things first, push blocking, getting a character off you is an incredibly important habit to start working on. Because we're just trying to press and then getting hit afterwards, because it's not our turn. Unfortunate drop. Yeah. I'm learning a combo. That is what it is. Everybody drops. As much as I hate dropping, I drop. It's really hard to get it all out of your system. And we're kind of just feeling out what we sort of want to do in neutral. And so again, here is a situation where push block, right there. See how much more she has to work to get in from this distance. And you can do it earlier in block strings, which will help out more, but even just getting used to recognizing, oh crap, I'm in a dangerous position, but I'm blocking it. The first thing I want to come into your head is just push block them out. Good patience. Starting to push block. You can push block the tiers. Yeah, it's just... Until you're comfortable seeing the holes in their pressure, push blocking is a great way to deal with it. And oftentimes there might not actually be a hole because of how this game works. This game is built around push block. Blocks. Yeah. Just needing to push block a little bit more because we're holding all of this. Still tentative and neutral for jump light punch. Okay. Forward jump light punch works really well for us again. It's a great game plan. And you finish the BNB. Nice. Okay. Didn't push block, then she got in. Corner. Up forward jump light punch gets caught this time. this. Still not push blocking. Then pressing a button and getting caught afterwards. Yeah, so Parasol, again, is definitely one of the worst characters to play against if you're not push blocking, because it's almost always her turn with the way shot works. And so you're kind of just holding everything when push blocking can get you some space, and then once you get to space, you can work on resuming learning neutral and feeling out how you want to be, like what buttons you want to be pressing where. Definitely seeing some habits I like though. We're doing a forward jump light punch in really good spots most of the time. And we're keeping ourselves safe on block strings a good amount. Which are two pitfalls we kind of see a lot of people fall into, so... Get the whole combo. Good push block. I hope you can see how that already just, that one buys you so much time. Two heavy punch is a really good poke button if you want to play more grounded. Good block. Yeah, and that's the other habit I've kind of been seeing a lot. We're spending meter and just using it kind of like it's a neutral tool, which it can be used in neutral, but it is a very niche application. So we're spending a resource to, mostly with Fuqua, her supers are pretty unsafe in the grand scheme of things. So you're spending meter to get a little bit of chip damage and then just get punished right after. Or trade and lose a bar, because the one you're using the most fireball has no end on Starlet. Shot. Oh, it didn't chip you out. Yeah, shot was gonna chip, or sniper was gonna chip you out. So we're kind of feeling our way around neutral. I will just do this really quickly to kind of show you a little bit of habits for kind of what Fuqua players like doing. So you can use that as a poke. You don't get a confirm off of it. Well, you do, but it's very hard, so I'm not going to recommend you learn how to do it. But so I'm kind of trying to space around my options. Can get run up thrown. 2 light kick is a pretty good short poke if you're really close to them. One of the things you were doing a lot, I'm playing on the keyboard, so this is a little bit out of practice for me, is up forward jump light punch, which has been doing pretty well for you. Her jab's not all that great. One thing you could definitely use a little bit more of in neutral is trying to get used to just throwing out fireballs, making it awkward for them to run at you, get a little bit of chip damage, a little bit of meter. Okay, I'm not going to do this route because it's not the one you learned. And even just like not playing with mix, get her off of you, and you can see all of a sudden it's a lot harder. For them to do anything the second you push block them. And so run up, 2 light kick. It hits pretty far, but not quite that far. I saw you do 2 medium kick as well. It has good reach. And so just a little bit, and obviously everyone can play differently. This is the BFF conversion I was talking about. And then you pick up a 2 light kick, and then just go into a normal combo afterwards. That sort of stuff. And so the things I'm not really doing all that much in neutral are the really heavily committed options. Well, I was going to try and demonstrate H-Troll's not a good commitment option, but she kind of just ran into it. It is invulnerable, so it is what you can use to call out people being unsafe or pressing a button, but it has a lot of punish. I was also going to try and show you use Drill Super and Fireball Super as kind of, oh crap, I dropped the combo, I'm going to just use this in an attempt to keep myself safe. And I'd much rather you just work on something you're already pretty good at, which is just straight up ending on a medium button for your block strings. You can also try and frame trap people with Love Dart toss at point blank, and I think L is safe. L Love Dart. And just sort of working on that more. And everyone's going to play their characters differently. I play Kua by a particular way. You might want to opt for a more aggressive one. It definitely works. And it's just kind of you figuring out which buttons you like to use and don't get you punished for like just straight up whiffing them. And then kind of start basing your neutral game plan around that. The safer you can keep yourself in a game like this, the better. Solely because getting hit in this game sucks. And being a disadvantage is never fun. So those are the two main things. Figuring out what buttons you kind of want to press in neutral a little bit more. You had some things that were doing pretty well in that regards, and other things that could use a little bit of experimenting or touching up, and that's just going to come with playing the game more. And then work on push blocking people off of you, because it is so much harder to pressure someone from further away. And one thing I will say is if you are push blocking too early, the push block input intentionally overlaps with a button dash input. So if you try and push block and you're not in block stun, you will get backdash. So if you see yourself getting hit trying to push block, that is probably what's going on, and you need to just try and push block a little later. So that's sort of the deal with that. It was 5 games, so it was short, but also think there were definitely saw some of the habits that probably are most important for you to work on immediately. So hopefully that helps.